Good Monday evening to you, East Texas. We're glad you're with us tonight. A Nacogdoches mom who tried to kill her 6-year-old daughter last June by drowning her in a creek will now spend the majority of her life inside a Texas State Mental Hospital. 38-year-old Sherry Brandon was found not guilty by reason of insanity by a county judge this morning during her bench trial. Good evening to you, East Texas. We're glad you're with us tonight. We'll have more on the Lovelady storm damage in just a moment, but first we want to turn to weather where you live. Earlier this afternoon, some areas were under a severe thunderstorm watch. While President Obama was giving a speech reflecting on the 50th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act, East Texas Congressman Louis Gohmert was refuting claims of racism on the House floor. Wow. Well, local law enforcement says it is legal to possess a stun gun in Texas, but it is up to a business to decide if they will allow the electrical shocking device inside. By the way, we found a similar model of the stun guns in this story on Amazon.com for $10.98. Well, Constable Jordan also had some other tips if you're uncomfortable with an officer who has stopped you. If you're in your car, you can opt to roll the window down just a couple of inches and speak with the officer through the crack. You can also ask to see the officer's badge and ID cards. You can even call 911 and ask for another officer to come to the scene. Right, a beautiful scene at the Lufkin Civic Center today as hundreds of East Texas women, like myself, wore red for the 10th annual Women in Red Luncheon sponsored by Woodland Heights Medical Center. The event is held each year to promote healthy hearts and healthy living. Well, good Friday evening to you, East Texas. We thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we begin in the Storm Tracker 9 Weather Center tonight. It's been a beautiful week all across East Texas, but that could soon change. We have a chance for some severe weather. And Brad, just how serious is this threat for severe weather this weekend? All right, Michelle, before you go, what's the difference between this case compared to Andrea Yates? You may remember the case, the Houston mother that drowned her 5 children back in 2001.
Well, actually, as Bounty explained to me,
and all of East Texas was watching that section of their bracket, hoping for an upset. Big night for the Jacks. A very close game until the very end, but the Jacks came out on top in an overtime win, 77-75. The win in San Diego is the 29th straight win for the Jacks, and it improves their record to 32-2. They will face the winner of UCLA and Tulsa Sunday in San Diego, and Sports Director Laura Sadler will join us a little later in our newscast to tell us more about this big win for the Lumberjacks tonight. And another is in the hospital after a serious 2-vehicle accident in Houston County this evening. A man with East Texas ties has been added to the Texas Department of Public Safety's most wanted sex offender list. See if you know this guy. April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and today the Family Crisis Center trained volunteers on how to serve victims, along with learning about the... Well, Brad joins us now to talk a little bit about weather. And Brad, I'm going to tell you the truth today. It kind of felt like we was pushing 90s. I don't know. We're warming up.
Yeah, you're right on. I mean, it was close to 90, yeah. Almost kind of a sign that summer is not far.
Don't say it, don't say it.
I know. We can't do anything to...
We got a big East Texas challenge for a big cause. Butcher Boys in Nacogdoches is challenging East Texans to eat a 4.6-pound burger in under 1 hour to help raise money for cancer research. Now, if you conquer this monster meal, you can get the burger for free, a t-shirt, a gift card, and a koozie. There are service dogs to assist with all kinds of needs. In Nacogdoches, a visiting Afghanistan Army veteran relies on one to relieve symptoms associated with post-traumatic stress disorder and a traumatic brain injury. More than 200 pounds of marijuana at an East Texas home. Gregg County Sheriff Maxie Soriano says on Saturday, deputies found the drugs, digital scales, and 5 firearms while investigating a suspicious person report at a home in Gladewater. The drugs are believed to be worth nearly $130,000. 37-year-old Patrick Charles Christian was booked into the Gregg County Jail on a felony charge of possession of marijuana. There are signs all up and down 69 North heading towards Tyler, but there's one sign that sticks out more than the rest. A Wells man installed the handmade sign in his equipment yard as a stern warning to thieves and vandals who have broken in more than a time or two. It's a superhero event going on in Lufkin today, but you don't have to wear a cape to be part of the superhero action, which is to speak out against sexual assault. All right, thank you, Caleb. Well, it's unclear right now when that plant will open up. Now, if you want to see more on this story, including recent advanced safety reports on the plant. You can head over to our website, KTRE.com. Wow, incredible. Well, Brad joins us now to talk a little bit more about weather, and temperatures are kind of warming up today, just like the SFA Lumberjacks. What do you say?
I like that, absolutely. Yeah.
Purple fever is rampant in Nacogdoches after the Lumberjacks men's basketball team makes it to the NCAA tournament. Well, breaking news now, it's official. Gerald Williamson, the acting interim chief of the Lufkin Police Department, has been named as the LPD's new chief. Little stanky leg, a little everything.
He tried
going
to
on
act like
there.
he wasn't in there and he ripped off the shirt and then he's like,
Good move right
all right,
there.
take us a break.
The Piney Woods Showdown, it's tonight. And whoever wins will definitely have bragging rights. It seems to be the talk of both towns, as everyone has had a say on who they think will win. But this game is not just about winning. Each of the teams, girls and boys, have chosen a specific charity to play for in their county. Tanya Oliver, owner of the Print Shack on North Regay Street, says thieves took more than just some bounce houses.
Words can't describe that. It's a hurt and a depression and an anxiety, because this is my livelihood. This is how I feed my family, and it's just a difficult time for us right now.
Thursday night, the crooks cut the fence, used her own trailer to load 8 inflatables onto their truck, and took off.
They came in my shop and broke in my fence and took all of my inflatables.
Nearly $50,000 worth.
I didn't have the money to buy the insurance for it.
To make matters worse, when the thieves struck, Oliver was fighting for her life. She was undergoing cancer treatment at the MD Anderson Center in Houston.
And I was already financially struggling due to the cancer, and to have something like this happen to you and it sets you back that far, you just feel hopeless.
But the Lufkin community is trying to give her back that hope.
I appreciate all of the public's help and all the donations that's coming in to help us out.
Oliver says she's taking a few proactive steps to protect her business in the future.
There'll be so much security here they won't ever want to come back in, I can tell you. If not some dogs too.
And as for the thieves that tried to deflate her business,
don't come back, it won't be safe. Not for him.
It's just terrible, and my heart really goes out to them, you know, just terrible.
just off Highway 287, plumes of black smoke paint the sky. Fire crews are battling one of the biggest fires Houston County has ever encountered. The fire ignited after a tree limb blew into a power line. Strong winds in the driest conditions proved to be the biggest factor. Houston County Judge Lonnie Hunt has been lending a hand providing food for the working crews. He was surprised at how quickly the fire had spread.
Well, we've had an aerial survey done this morning that it indicates the fire is actually a little bigger than we had thought.
Some of those structures, barns, sheds, even hay caught fire and was completely charred. Miles and miles of grass now blackened by the fire.
Well, it's kind of scary because a lot of people in Houston County are affected by the fire. There's some who lost homes and some who's been threatened by the fire and have to evacuate their homes.
Some evacuees got a lucky break, their belongings spared from the blaze.
Didn't burn anything in our yard. It went completely around our house. My animals are good. They're still alive. But the houses around us, they're gone. And it was just amazing. It's just like a miracle that the fire didn't touch our place.
With cooler temperatures expected and lower humidity, residents can only hope that the fire will die down for good. In Houston County, Christel Phillips, KTRE, East Texas News 9.